wish I recorded myself going through those plush bins. Bloody nightmare, man. I always have issues in that charity shop. 13 orders, £255, but what actually sold? Let's get into it. What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's Tommy Trades here. I haven't done one of these in a while. We're going to do a what sold video. Now that I've rearranged the space, we've optimized the amount of listings that we're doing, the quality of them. We're moving at a better pace than we've ever done before. The sales are starting to match it. So over the weekend, we've had 13 sales, totaling £255 and 95 pence before fees. Now, I need to pick these orders, then we can pack them, post them, and get on with the rest of the day. So without further ado, let's get right on it. So I've picked all the hard goods like shoes, toys, all that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to show you how easy it is for me to pick clothing now, rather than sorting through or rummaging through all the shelves. It's so much more simpler. It's just an infinite number system. You link the number to the item of clothing, take a picture of that, store it as the SKU, or at least that's what I do. And then I can just see here, Nike Dry Fit, number 51. So I go over here. 22, 41, 51, boom, right there. Number 51, simple as that. I'll go straight in the bag. Easy as pie. This is why it's so nice to just add clothing into the business, because I can just pick up these extra orders that take seconds to pack, print a label, done. Then we've got men's barber. 32, boom, boom. Number 32, number 148, 148, one at the front there, boom. Next one, 151, down there, 148, 151, right behind it, right there. All the clothing picked in minutes. Easy money! Even though the clothing is the easiest to pack, I actually leave that till last so that I can get all the hard stuff done out the way and then breeze through the last few orders. It feels really good. I see it the same way as like having dinner. Like I don't want to start with dessert. I want to start with the main course and then have dessert at the end. So like clothing's kind of like the treat when packing in my mind. Is that weird, or would you do it the other way around? I'm going to start with this bad boy. You may have seen in my previous video where I went to my friend's nan's house and cleared out their attic. I didn't get to go in their attic, unfortunately. They'd already cleared it out for me. They'd laid everything out all nice and clear so I could rummage through it. But we sold this one. I had it up for $49.99. I accepted an offer for £40. Action Man F1 car. There's no Action Man inside. It's just the F1 car and the helmet. When I was photographing it, I realized like I need to take a picture of it inside the battery compartment. And when I did that, it was corroded to hell. So I got some bicarbonate of soda out, some lemon juice out, put the bicarbonate of soda all over it, lemon juice in a pot, old toothbrush, dabble it on, let it fizz up, give it a good scrub, good as new. Unfortunately, I did break off a spring while doing that. I was very careful and very gentle. It was just like on its last legs anyway, and I essentially just took it off. But I mentioned all of that in the listing, took clear photographs of the spring separated in a bag and all that stuff. That's probably why they wanted it for 40 instead of full asking price. But I'm happy to take it. Again, because that one's on a consignment, I'll be doing 50-50 split after the fees. But didn't cost me anything, and it's money in my pocket. Next, I sold this. I already pre-packed it a little bit so I didn't damage it. Was this Britain's Massey Ferguson Combine Harvester. It's like a vintage farm toy. Literally sold within the hour. Like I listed it and it sold within the hour. Like I put it up for $24.99, accepted an offer for £20. Boom, easy money. Another one on consignment I got from my friend is this Enter the Dragon Bruce Lee Betamax tape. So original Betamax, pre-VHS, really, really cool piece. Enter the Dragon there. That's the Betamax tapes. Enter the Dragon on the bottom there. But take a guess how much that one sold for. What do you think? What do you think? I had it up for $49.99 and it sold for $49.99. They did use my discount code for 10% off, so it was $44.99. Obviously I'll pay for postage, and then after that 50-50 split. Again, easy money. Took 2 seconds to list, it's going to take 2 seconds to pack. No brainer. Of the clothing, there was that Nike men's dry fit black tracksuit. We sold that one for £13.49, was $14.99, and I used the discount code. We sold this Hot Wheels Mattel Greyhound bus. Again, I pre-packed this a little bit, numbered it just so it would be easier to find when it comes to it. But it's a Greyhound bus. That one sold for £12.50. Again, I had it up for $14.99, accepted an offer for $12.50. Sold within the same day, within 24 hours. Another 24-hour sale was this Britain's vintage toy cannon. It's quite hard to see again in the packaging, but it is a toy cannon. There's a little lever on there that you can use to angle it, and it spring fires. So you can pull the little lever back, lock it in place, load something in the cannon and shoot it out. Really cool toy. Like, I would have been totally down with that when I was a kid. You could have so much fun, like having actual battles, shooting your cannons off, and the same with different tanks that have that firing mechanism too. Seems like toys were just way better back in the day. But this one sold for $19.99 within 24 hours. They used my discount code, $17.99. And another 24-hour sale was this 1970s ambulance. It's like one of those ones where you like push it a bit and then it builds up the motor and it keeps rolling by itself. I put it up for a tenner because it's unbranded and I couldn't find the exact same one anywhere online. So I found a similar kind of one that was up for 15 quid and then put this one up for a tenner just because there's a couple little scratches and stuff to the bottom plastic. Someone sent an offer for £8 and I was just like, yeah, let's clear it, get it gone. I don't know how long I'm going to be stuck with it for. Let's just accept it and move it on. These toys as well, I've had them for so long that they've just been sitting around. So I'd rather convert it back into some kind of cash, if that makes sense. So even if it's £8 and it's not quite 10, like I'll take it, get me that money back and I can get it working again. This one was a 48-hour sale and it is the Matchbox Superfast Caravan and Renault. So there's like a little caravan there and it hooks on to the back of this Renault car. This is from 1978. I had it up for $19.99. Someone sent an offer for $17.50. I accepted it. Again, just turning cars into cash. Let's go. Then we sold some shoes that I've had for a while. Really nice pair of shoes. Russell and Bromley London Black Shine leather formal shoes. It's got that like crocodile skin effect to them. Nice and shiny. Russell and Bromley London there. Bottoms are a little bit scuffed up, but they're not worn to crap or anything like that. You can still see the brand on there. But we sold those for £20. We sold the men's Barber logo t-shirt, burnt orange, for £19. I think they used a discount code, $17.99 we sold that one for. Now, at first, I was going through all the clothing stuff and I was seeing loads of Next, loads of M&S, like H&M, and I was getting worried. I was thinking, like, this is not good. This is not going to be good. These items are not going to sell. They're going to be super sticky. Do I even want them in my eBay store? Because I'm trying to go for branded, high-value stuff. But then, after doing a few layers of research into this, now I'm not advising you go and start buying these things. I'm sort of like forced into this situation because I did a bulk deal with clothing and some of that clothing wasn't like ideal for what I was looking to resell, basically. A lot of it is great stuff as well. So it's like the bits that I was like worried about, what do I do with it? I still listed them. I thought I'd test it out, see if eBay does like them. And there is like a demand for this stuff. So Next, a pair of men's Next trousers, £13. Like, to me, I've got all this clothing as a part of a bulk deal. So again, I'm just trying to convert it into cash. And I've essentially just turned a pair of trousers into money. That's how I'm seeing it. Like, I have all these trousers. I'm putting them on eBay and they're converting into cash. So a pair of Next jeans, 13 quid. I'm not complaining at that. And then again, Blue Harbour. I think that's Marks and Spencer's. Blue Harbour, Marks and Spencer's, £12.50. Men's pair of jeans. And now I only had those listed for a week to 2 weeks as well. So they've actually sold through pretty quick in the grand scheme of things. They've sold through quicker than all of the branded clothes that I've listed. at the same time. Like I had branded pairs of jeans and like Lee, Timberland, like all that kind of stuff. And those are still on the store, whereas these ones have sold and turned into cash. So even though it's not the highest, craziest brands or whatever, it's still an item that's in demand. People want it, and now they've bought it, and there's money back in my pocket. Again, I'm not advising you go and buy out Next or Marks and Spencer's or anything like that. I'm just trying to tell you what's been working for me at the moment. Did the shoes, did the shirt, did the jeans, did the car. Then the final item is these Koi footwear high heel shoes. What did I call them? Koi footwear, Be Happy and Smile platform Mary Janes, size 7. Very light wear to them, and like just on the inside really, where there's a little bit of like the stitching is fraying, but it's literally just from wearing it with socks and it rubbing on your foot. And then also like on the logos of the smiley faces themselves, they just like, the printing of them isn't the highest quality. You can kind of see the black underneath it. But all in all, they look like they're just straight out of the box. Like no wear on the bottom, perfect condition. Still got the sticker on there, look. But we had them up for $19.99. Someone used a discount code and got them for $17.99. I think I've had these on the shop for a month to 2, so I'm happy that they've sold. I think it's because it's getting into that summer festival season. People are starting to prepare for it now. Gigi just reminded me as well that these Koi footwear shoes are actually 100% vegan. And she said that the logos are actually supposed to look like that. They've got a design. That's how they do it over there, apparently. I don't mess with Koi footwear. They're an awesome brand. But that's everything that's sold. I would have popped up sold listings on the screen as we're going through it, just so you can see what it is I'm talking about if it wasn't clear as I was mentioning it. Especially with the clothing, it's quite hard to see it if it's packed up. But you get the general idea. And I mean, I've got to say, this is the first time recording it like this with the setup and the stand in this new setup, and I'm loving it. This is a vibe. What do you think? Do you like this setup? Obviously, it's going to evolve and the stock's going to move and change, and these boxes are going to get sorted through and then listed. And I don't know, I think it just makes it feel a bit more alive, and you're going to see this space moving around. And that's the actual business in motion, rather than just there's a spot over there in the corner where I record everything and it's the same every time. Like, I think it's quite cool that you'll be able to see things growing and moving as stock comes in, as stock goes out. I want to try and do it so that I'm having a what sold video every week and then something else going on as well. I want to get consistent. I want to hit this 1,000 subscribers. It feels like we're so close. We're closing in on 900. And if we can get to 1,000, this really does become a part of the business. Again, I'm not trying to just like ramp this up so I can make loads of money from YouTube, but it would be a nice bonus if I can get some spare change in my pocket for making these videos. Let's do it. It's a no-brainer. So if you can help me get there, you haven't already, tap subscribe, tap like. Let's hit 1,000, baby. I'm going to get these packed up, posted. Then we've got to come back, do our 20 listings. I've got a video to edit for a client. I've got to edit this video after we've recorded it so I can get it out nice and fast. I also need to call eBay and sort out a few things. I was having some issues where I've been trying to run a markdown sale, but it hasn't actually been launching or showing. It says it's active, but it's not actually visible on the shop or anything like that. And they said I called them once before. We took a screenshot. They said call them in a few days. So that's what this call is going to be. And then I'm also going to talk about my stats, because it says it's supposed to reset at the end of May. And now we're in June and it hasn't reset. So I'm wondering what the hell's going on there. And then there was also some feedback that they did remove for me when I was on a call with them. And they said, yeah, it's been removed. It should disappear within 3 days. It's been longer than 3 days. It's actually been about a week. And the feedback's still there. So I just want to make sure that it's actually getting removed, that there isn't some sort of technical issue going on, because I don't want things to detriment my store. And then also, once all of that's covered, I'll start packing the whatnot orders, get a head start there. I'll probably finish them off tomorrow and get them posted on Tuesday. Awesome thing, look at that. So cool. But I want to wrap this up inside the box. Well, that's not enough bubble wrap. That's not nearly enough bubble wrap. The one thing about this is I do want more space. Like, can never have enough space in this business. You and me, both of us together. Flip this over. Whack a bit of tape on there. Obviously this is taking a while to pack, but £40 sound. When it's toys, and when it's more expensive toys, it's a collector, you know what I mean? I doubt this is someone buying it for their kid. It might be, and if they are, that's freaking awesome. But people want to make sure that their goods are, like, regardless, like, even if they're not a collector, people are just happier when their goods have been taken care of. And then they can see that, like, oh, they've actually made an effort to, like, protect that. It makes people feel better, you know? There's that. And then we can get something to stuff in there so that it pads it out, you see? Stuff this in there. So that it stops mainly stops the car rattling around. And then we've got to put this box inside of a box. Is this a perfect fit? Or is this a perfect fit? I might even be too big. Oh no. Yeah, this is right. This is right. Mounted the box. Giddy up, card boxy. Alright, that's the box. It might be a bit big, but we can work with it. Yeah, it's a little bit big. So, do we Frankenbox this thing? I'm going to get another bit of cardboard. Scratch that. Scratch that. No, I'm not. This is what we're using. This is what we're using. How do I want this to go down? I want it to cut there and then fold around. Cut it down this side. All shall become clear, children. I feel like I need to bubble wrap the box as well, you know. Let me grab you. Let me grab you. Show you what I'm doing. So what I've just done here, look, is cut down the sides of the box and then cut the bottom away from here so that you can fold this up, flip that over, and then I can pull this up and we Frankenstein the box, baby. There's always a way, look. There's always a way. When there's a wheel, there's a way. The camera's just rolling, so I'll cut the best bits of all this so it's not just one massive mess. Just get on with it, Tommy. Shut up, mate. Shut up and just get on with it. Quit wasting time. Or you're going to take forever doing simple tasks. You're not going to get around to the other things you have planned. Am I the only one that talks to myself like that? This is why the clothing and those cars that I've like pre-packed and bubble wrapped are so easy. Because you can just pop them in a bag, it's done. I've already packed it. Whereas this, you got to spend all the time packing it as you do the order. I mean, obviously I'm filming a video as well, so it's taking longer, naturally. But even still, just as a general practice, you know? We want to be better, we want to be quicker, we want to be more efficient. Alright, this is a nightmare. This is why I don't want to pick up big items anymore. I don't want to deal with this. Right, I'm pausing because it's going to take up too much footage. We've got an essence of the box, now we've just got to tape it up. But there we go, sorted. Sorted. Yeah, definitely no more large parcels. I cannot be bothered to do this every time. And you're back! My phone died as I was recording the last bit. Real pain in the bum. But anyway, what's happened since then? I've packed the big box, we've packed some more parcels. I've decided to put the shoes in boxes. Sometimes I put them in poly bags, sometimes I put them in boxes. It's a bit of a funny one because it's had toys in it and it was like labelled Alan's oldest toy cars. So it's going to be quite funny for the person to receive that. They might be a bit confused. Hopefully they don't want to send it back or something because they think I've messed them about. Blah. But because I had boxes for the shoes, I was like, right, let's just stick them in there. If they're like soft trainers and they can withstand like, you know, some squashing and stuff, I don't mind putting them in a poly bag. But when there's like rigid kind of high heels or leather shoes, I don't want that to get crushed and just destroyed. Whereas if it was a bit of foam, it can be squashed, you know what I mean? I'll just double check the weight of this one. To use my kitchen scale to double check it, 830 grams. I then know it's under a kilogram, so I'm never overpaying for postage. I mean, I see people with fancy scales. I think eventually I will get an upgrade to like a proper postage scale, but this does the job for now. Work with what you got. Do the best you can with what you got. Standard label. Stick it on the parcel. I always give them an extra rub. I mean, that sounds a bit funny. I always give them an extra rub just to make sure it's on there. And then how to pack these. I mean, I've already wrapped them basically. So do I just put them in a bag? Do I put them in little boxes? Tiny little pen box. I'd rather the people be happy than mad. So I don't mind doing a little bit of extra packing if it's like, you know what I mean? Just keep the people happy, that's the plan. Change the address for me, yeah, sound. Boom. Print postage label. This is that Hot Wheels car. This was the £12.50 one. Doesn't matter if the sides flap over. You want to make sure you get that barcode, the edge of it on the box, and then that edge on the box, and then you're golden. Look, they can scan both barcodes. They don't have to flip it around and complain that they didn't have both on one side. Right, I'm going to pack the rest of these and then I'll come back to you at some point. Just finishing up with the clothing now. Last few bits to do. Why does everyone get their addresses wrong, man? Like, just type it in properly. Why doesn't eBay, like, if there is a way for eBay to register it for the labels, why doesn't it just automatically make the people put it in how it needs it to be, rather than force me to change it and then make it so that because I've modified it, if there is an issue, it's now on me, not eBay. Not that I've ever had any problems from that, but it's just like an added pressure I don't need, you know what I mean? Why can't eBay just make the customer give it to them how they want it? It won't let me put my address in wrong. I have to put it in right and correct. And if I don't, then I get strikes or whatever. Whereas a customer, they could type their address in reverse and it'll be like, you need to change it. I'm moaning now. Why am I moaning? Don't need to moan. There they go in a purple bag. Purple bags are just a little bit smaller than the bigger grey ones that I've got. But the glue on them is better. I still always just tape up the bags because I don't trust them. Again, look, I think it should be this, change it. If you think it should be that, then tell the person to do that. Stick this to it, boosh. Get a little bit of tape just to double proof it, boosh. Scrub it on. I prefer to do the labels individually as well. Like, I feel like I'd just be way too confused if I printed them all off in one go and then tried to do it like that. Like, then you've got to do the whole, like, matching up with what the parcel is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like that would be way more confusing than just doing it one by one. Let me know. What do you do? Do you do your labels one by one? Or do you do them verify it's me? Great. Now I've got to verify it's me on the app. Of course it's me. No one else is going to be buying labels, are they? Like, I get it, right? Protect people, protect the accounts or whatever. But, like, come on. As I've just printed all of my labels, apart from the last one, it then pops up saying I got to verify myself. Like, what about all the other orders? Surely it should do that at the start of the day. Like, do you know what I mean? If it's really trying to test it, it should do it as you log in at the start of the day. Like, verify this is you. Make sure this is you. Dust this. Done. That is all of the eBay orders packed. You can see down there. All the eBay orders packed. I'm now going to go and get those posted, done, come back, list my 20 items, and continue cracking on with the day. There's no offers to send, so we're all good there. We've just got to post our stuff now. Cool. I've done the customer service. I've done the picking and packing. So I don't know if you've seen, but I create a checklist on my, like, reminders. So I reset it every day. And it's just the same tasks to do every day, like send offers, cancellations, returns, all of that stuff. Then there's, like, list 20 drafts from the day before, photograph the next batch of items as drafts, prep the next batch of stock, tidy the space for an easy start the next day, and then clock out. I started adding in clock out because sometimes I'd be there at like 11:30, like scrolling to see if I had offers, and it's just not good for your brain. Like, that's not good to wire your brain that way, so that you're trying to like always constantly be alerted for eBay when you are the boss of your own business. Like, set the time that you want to do it. I say, I'll get up in the morning, I make my coffee, I've had my little morning routine or whatever, and then I sit down and then do my offers, returns, and all of that, so that it's done in one go. And like, I start. That's how I start, rather than trying to check all throughout the night of like, oh, has there been an offer? Has there been an offer? So I can wake up and sell it straight away. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just an unhealthy thing. And like, I know people were saying like, eBay is 24/7. You've just always got to be on it. You've got to be ready to take a deal whenever you can. But for your own mental health, like, create a clock out time. Just say like, after 7 p.m. or whatever it is, I'm not going to look at eBay anymore, and just have your own time. Well, that's that rant over. Anyway, turn this off, unplug that, shut the laptop down. A little bit of trolley action. Look at that. Secure packaging. Easy wheeling, it's a breeze. Got our luggage. Let's head up into the post office. Beast of a car. Oh! One day we'll be dropping our parcels off in a Subaru. Fuck yeah. Or a Mitsubishi Evo. That's the plan. That's the plan. So I've dropped all the parcels off. We've cleared our trolley. I picked up a bunch of sweets for giveaways for future Whatnot shows, at least the next 2 shows. And while I was out, I thought, I'm gonna go and pop in the charity shop. A little bit of a walk away. Unfortunately, the one right next to the post office is closed down now, so I can't go in there every time I go and post things, which is a blessing and a curse, I suppose. It kept me stocked up, but I was just basically spending the money I'd just earned from posting the parcels, so never-ending cycle. So I've gone for a little bit of a trek. It's not too much of a trek. 5 minutes up the road. 5 minutes up the road. About to cross over, head to Salvation Army, and right next to it's a Bernardo's. Let's see if we could pick anything up for eBay or for Whatnot shows that we can sell on this week, basically. Nice quick flip. Bristol Salvation Army Donation Centre. Sail rail, potentially sail rail. I don't know. Let's head over to the men's. See if they've got any men's. New men's. Oh, drop-in shirts already. What's that? Ocean. Sorry. It's a nice shirt. It's another ocean blue there. Is that a good brand or? No idea. There's too many clothes on the rail. You can't look through them properly. Just looking through the clothes. Found this. Look at this. SCI, made in USA, size large, vintage label. A little bit of a stain there, but Atlantis submarines. That's just cool. That's going in my collection. Thank you. Just had a quick look in here. Had a look at that because it looks interesting. Doesn't seem like it's anything, even though it's pretty funky. Looked at this real quick. Mark Herald for Bowden. This is like a £50 shirt. There's no issues with it. Just add that to the cart. Thank you. Continue the search. See, like, learning more women's clothing is helping out. It just calls to me, but £6 not worth it. That looks funky. Let's look that up. Let's worry about that on eBay. It was a little bit awkward to film, but I grabbed these plushies. I think we could get them on a Whatnot show. It's like Fall Guys, some Timon and Pumbaa, and unique things, Sonic, some Skylanders. Decent plushies, all in one place. Got a couple shirts as well. Let's have a look over here. And like, I saw this last time I was in here as well. If you do find this, always look at it and check it. They've got £10 on it in here. You can sell up to like 40, 50, even 60 quid sometimes, but the VHS was mouldy inside, so I ain't picking that up for a tenner with a mouldy VHS tape. What is this? Big Boss Kids at Work. Like a kids thing, but it looks quality. I'm gonna look that up. Got these little thing, keep worms. Can't find anything on it. Could be a cool item, but I can't find anything on it. So I'm not taking the risk. I fucking wish I recorded myself going through those plush bins, because there's a plush bin that literally has a sign on it that says £1 for large ones, 50p for small ones. I rummage through the entire thing, find ones at the bottom of the bin, pull them out, they're small, so they're 50p in my mind. She then says, oh no, these don't have tags on them, these were supposed to have tags on them, and like they're not all actually from the plush bin, some of these were supposed to be on the shelf and they don't have a tag on anymore. And then she's like, I'll find out the price for you, and she's like, oh yeah, this one's £4, and I'm like, fuck off, like paying £4 for a plushie that's supposed to be 50p? Like, I was in retail for like 10 years, right? If a customer found something and the label was a different price than what it was supposed to be, we had to abide by what the customer wanted. Like, you call the manager over, the manager would eventually fold in and give the customer what they want. But places like this, a charity shop that gets their stock for free, won't abide by things to sell the stock to their customers. Like, what the fuck is that about? That is just absolutely ridiculous. So they're like, I'm having to put stuff back because they're not abiding by their own pricing system. Don't have one sign that says £1 for large, 50p for small, and then say that you also individually price them. Like, put them somewhere else then, have them behind the till. Bloody nightmare, man. I always have issues in that charity shop. So if we get better luck in here, right? £1 small, £2 medium, £3 large. Like, who was quantifying that? You know what I mean? Someone's gonna tell me that's fucking large in a minute. Livid. We of course secured a Greggs. Vegan sausage rolls in the bag, boy. Vegan sausage rolls in the fucking bag. I got a couple of plushies in Bernardo's. Nothing else though. They do have like a discount rail in there, but it's always just crappy stuff really. It's just like the bottom of the bottom. I did have a look in the other rail, but stuff's like a £5. And if I'm looking to sell on whatnot, I can't justify buying a shirt for £5 and then trying to start it for like £1, hoping that there's at least 5 people in the chat that want to like, or at least 2 people in the chat that want to bid each other up. But unfortunately, it's just the way it is. Or I'd just be starting the show saying like, I'm starting it at a £5. But then I wouldn't make any money. I would just lose money because I'd pay fees and get the same amount of money that I spent back. You know what I mean? So I'd even have to start it at £6 if I want to make a profit. So it's just the reality of whatnot. But in Bernardo's, I did pick up a couple plushies. I explained what happened in the shop previously as well. Afterwards though, not before. I wasn't trying to like swindle his prices or anything. I was happy to do whatever he said. Because I got, in my mind, I got a medium one and a small one, so it should have been £3. And he did it for £2 because he was like, I don't really care. I just put it through as a toy. That's a legend. That's a casual, chill legend. The other people, they ain't getting a sale because they're trying to charge me £4 or £6 or something. She's like, oh, this one's new with tags. It's supposed to be like more than a £5. And I'm like, it's a Tigger plush toy. Anyway, like, that stressed me out. But it stresses me out because it's not the first time that shop has like messed me around, screwed me over and stuff. It just seems to be a never-ending thing. Make things cheap and I'll spend more money with you to help support people. But instead, she wants to keep stock and not sell it. She wants to like ramp up the prices for things that you've taken the label off and put it in a bin. Like, I don't know. It's just such poor etiquette in my mind. There's got to be some better shops around here. Because Tommy's going to be giving his business somewhere else. All right, I've got a couple more things to say and then I'll shut up about this. I don't want to keep ranting about it, but I've got to free my mind, otherwise my brain will be rattling these thoughts around all day. If I don't get them out, then they're stuck in my head. So, yeah, the lady in there, she's trying to enforce this whole thing. The guy there, he was like, how much are these? So they're free for £1, right? He thought they were free for £1. So I was like, oh, sound. He was like, yeah, if you want to grab 2 more, that'll make it like another £1, you know? So you get 2 for free, basically. And I was like, oh, sick, sound, like, I'll do that then. And then she popped her head out and was like, no, I think you've got that wrong. And I was like, yeah, no, there's a sign that says it's £1 for big, 50p for small. And he's like, oh, see, like, you know more than me. And I'm like, right, okay, that's not a good sign. And then he was like, right, okay. And then she come over and was like, no, look, this is wrong. They're supposed to be £1 each, or supposed to be individually priced or whatever. And there's literally like McDonald's plushies that she's got some old lady to go and price check, and is now making up that it's £4. And I'm like, right, okay. And I said to the guy, I was like, well, it doesn't have that price on it, and it's on the shop floor. There's no price on that, and it's in a bin which says it's 50p. Like, how can you argue that? Like, if it had a label on it, sound, I get it, I misread it. It doesn't have a label. It's in a bin of plushies. Like, all the other plushies are bagged. They have bags on them with a price. This is just loose. Like, they don't even know their own system. And like, I knew more about the stuff than the guy working there. Like, and he's been filling in on the till for the manager while she's been away all week. Like, what the hell? And then I was just trying to like raise the point that like, well, it's not very clear, is it? It's not very obvious, and like, it seems like you're just trying to swindle people after they're trying to buy something from your shop. Like, what are you doing? And then they're trying to just like justify it to me and be like, oh no, yeah, but like kids move stuff around and like kids take the tags off of stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, kids do that. Well, get on the shop floor and put it back where it's supposed to be then. And that was a bit harsh. I just had to like vent it out, you know. Like, we've got to vent these things. I'm not a bad person for feeling this way. I'm allowed to feel my own feels. I'm allowed to vent my anger and my frustration. You know, I'm not a negative person. I'm not a bad person. I'm not saying they are either. But we had a negative interaction and I didn't see them going above and beyond to repair it. Realise I'm just like filming myself walking across the field as well. Pretty nice view. Here's the field, look, Elm Park. Lovely. The gallery, bruv. Yeah, the gallery's here, man. The art gallery things, innit? You know, the graffiti, bruv. Ooh, like a madman. Alright, that one's actually sick. That one's actually really cool. These are a bit more on the childish side, but you can tell someone's trying. And that one's, it's getting there, but still a little bit lazy on the edges. It's worn away now, obviously. Not that I'm a bloody graffiti expert or anything. A funny thing I was just thinking about as well is that even if I wasn't filming this video as I'm walking home, I'd still be saying all this stuff out loud. Like, I'd still just be talking to myself in the exact same way, because I know that like I need to vent, and if I don't vent then I'm going to be pissed off in other things I do, and like, that doesn't need to happen. I don't need to be pissed off. I've got it out now. I'm sound. I'm blessed. But if I didn't walk across the field talking to myself, saying whatever I want to say is my voice, my head, my space, then I might come home and be snappy at Gigi, or shout at the dog, or have something trip over on something and get mad, you know. I don't need to do that. Just take care of your mental health, and sometimes you got to be emotional to do that. Now, I'm not sad or crying or anything. Like, in the long scheme of things, it was like 50p over a couple of plushies. It's no big deal, you know what I mean? I'm not going to lose sleep over this. But the principle remains the same. Have a way of doing things and stick to it. Like, I'm all for change and learning new things, trying out new stuff. as well, but like, it's the principle, man. Have some principles. Anyway, I'll get in, show you what we got. I'm about to destroy this Greggs, but first, I'll show you what it is that we got. We got this t-shirt, ocean blue. You saw this one while we were in there. Ocean blue, size medium. I'm gonna try it on, see if it fits me. If it doesn't, we'll sell it on. I got this pretty cool shirt here. Vintage, made in USA. Atlantis submarines. A couple little marks on it, but I'll run it through the wash and it says sort it out. I've been getting into like lost civilizations and Atlantis and all that sort of stuff recently, so I thought it was pretty cool. I'm gonna pick that up. We also grabbed this. This is probably the best pickup of the day. £3. Mark Hurled for Bowden. So it's like a collab between this guy and Bowden. This is actually like a 50, maybe even £60 shirt. Really funky piece. So if you ever spot this one while you're out, be sure to pick it up. And then from Bernardo's, I got Minnie Mouse, Simba, is it? I can never remember who was who in that bloody show. I did get these from Salvation Army as well. And you would have heard what happened with the whole plushie situation. I had more than this, and she started taking them away and trying to charge me 4, 5, 6, whatever quid for individual plushies when they were all in a bin that said £1 for big, 50p for small. So I don't know what they're playing at. They charged me £1 for Sonic. Again, they don't want to admit they're trying to just charge more because it says Sonic on it. Yet they charge you 50p for this, even though it's Marvel. 50p for this, even though it's Fall Guys. 50p for this, even though it's Skylanders. And then as you can see as well, I grabbed a bunch of sweeties and stuff to go on the Whatnot shows for giveaways. I'm probably going to stick all of these plushies on the next Whatnot shows. If you've seen something you like, be sure to pop by. But that's everything I picked up. Thank you very much for joining me. I know this video's been a bit all over the place. We started picking orders, doing what's sold, then we went on a whole adventure and have come back. We got emotional roller coaster rides. It's been a hell of a video, a feature-length movie, essentially. It's like, you could class it. But anyway, thank you for joining me. See you in the next one. Hope you have a good day. Peace out. Bye.
Like it on the way out. Tap subscribe. Let's hit 1,000.